Together we stand, a family so strong, in unity of self-maze where we all belong, with love in our hearts.
Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Let's start the beautiful flowers. They're just gorgeous. Thank you, Ela. Thank you. And I'm Sheila. Guess what? I'm doing platform today. And this is the beginning of a new month. And we know what that means. It's birthday. So who has a birthday in April? Please raise your hands. Wow, we got a lot of birthdays. Indeed.
My birthday says it's your birthday? No. That says Cerise is the 3rd, it's not. Oopsies. He's like, delete.
I'm so glad they're written here. The hands went up and I couldn't even follow.
Amy, Jill, look at everyone more.
Yeah.
Betty. Oh my gosh, happy birthday, everybody. Oh, and your birthday.
It's my birthday too.
It's your birthday too.
Yes.
Janice needs to be, I just put Janice.
On the 5th.
On the 5th.
Oh, 5th of April. Very good.
Sorry. If you can delete me, you can add her. Thank you. So can I sing happy birthday? You're not, you can't sing your birthday song for your own birthday, so I have to sing one.
All right, I give you permission.
Happy birthday to you. There's no one like you. Uniquely created. I love knowing you. I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, my loved one, and have many more.
And while we're in that happy place, I'll just add to it by asking those new faces that are here to stand and maybe introduce yourselves. I know there's some new ones. Yes, indeed. Welcome. Welcome. And over here we have
Rick and Janet.
Rick and Janet. And where are you guys from?
Right up in Chandler.
Oh, good. Me too. And we have another couple. Yeah, hello.
I'm looking around, which I was going. I'm Don, and I live here at Salt Lakes.
I'm Pam, I live here in Tempe. I live right here in Tempe. Speaker today, Reverend Michele.
Yes.
So we,
We have a little thing we do, not just for new people, but for each other every Sunday. And you're now included. We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. All of us. Okay. Our opening song will be Cerise.
Thank you. Okay, if you catch on to the words, I didn't put them up here, but if you catch on to them, sing them. Okay. The fear kept me down for too long. Afraid to take a step, scared of being wrong. But every leap of faith has led me right where I belong. So I'm ready. I'm ready, and I'm rising, rising. closed. There's darkness all around. I'm craving the unknown. And where I'll go next, heaven only knows. But I'm ready. I'm ready. So I'm rising, rising up. With my wings spread, I'm opening up. Oh, I am here for a grand adventure, ready to show up. So I am rising, rising up. And like a web of love, I live my life. As I own my life, the fire ignites the world. So together we're rising up. With our wings spread, we're opening up. 'Cause we are here for a grand adventure, ready to show up. So we are rising, rising up. Yes, we are rising, rising up. Oh, we are rising, rising up.
Beautiful. What a way to begin. I don't know, I'm pretty high now, you know? We'll have opening prayer by Joe Pons, daily word, Julia Norton, and meditation, Cerise. We'll do a meditation song, and then the meditation will be done by our own Reverend Jeannie McLaughlin. So, I'll get out of the way and let it begin. They'll be in sequence. So here we go.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, this is the opening prayer. Let go of limitation. Release the weight of limitations that no longer serve the life you want to live. Like a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, let go of self-imposed boundaries and embrace this vast sky of infinite possibilities. Your potential is boundless, waiting for you to shed the fears that hold you back. Embrace the beauty of transformation with courage as you step into the arena of possibility. The past is a chapter already etched upon the pages of life, and the present moment is a canvas yet to be painted. Embrace the freedom from releasing doubts and moving forward into your limitless potential. Trust in the strength already within you. It is the light cast gently upon the path towards your heart's desires. Let go and soar with the winds of change, for you are meant to thrive beyond your wildest imagination. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Affirm this. I release the weight of limitation and soar beyond every obstacle with confidence and grace.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our daily word is assurance. I live with the assurance of my divinity. There may have been times I doubted my ability to create the life of my highest imaginings and resigned myself to living a limited life. Today I make a new choice. I see myself as fully divine and fully human. I am so much more than my past. Even if I have made regrettable decisions or disempowering choices, I have the assurance that with each new day, I can begin again and build the life I want to live. As I pray, I feel the limitations of the world fall away. In the silence, I feel the presence of God and the fullness of my own divinity. This is the enduring truth of who I am. I affirm, I am strong, I am creative, I am wise. I leave the past behind and eagerly create my future, assured of my eventual success. And from 1 John 4:13, by this we know that we abide in him and he in us, because he has given us of his Spirit. So it is.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only there is only love, love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
If you haven't already, please close your eyes. Take a breath, a nice deep breath together. And I want you to just be. To go to the space of effortless silence. Leave all your roles aside. All of your roles are limitation of who you really are. Whatever you define, you confine. So let go of your identity. Who is watching from pure awareness? Being completely detached from any thoughts that come to mind. Just keep your sense of presence. Remain empty. Just simply be without engaging in the identity and mind activity. And you'll come to see that there is a deeper space of witnessing that is untouched, pure being. It has no identity. It is pure consciousness itself. And it is always here. It was never born, and it will never die. You are not your thoughts. You are not your mind. You are not your body. You are pure awareness. This is the upper room where you create space between your personhood and the God self. So I want you to just look. Can this fade or go away? Is it different from what you are? Does it belong? Can it be lost? Can it be kept? Can it be disappointed with you? Look, does it judge you? Remember this deep, deep inside of your being. You are the unchanging one, appearing as the changeful. But the changeful you perceive because it is momentary and it belongs to time. Yourself you cannot perceive independently. You can only be. And you already are. Be with this more than talk about this. Be one with this presence. This is true self-respect, self-honor. Do not allow mind to create the sense of separation in you. You are one. All of us are one. Take a big, deep breath again. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room. And now I have the privilege of introducing my very dear friend and personal mentor, our guest speaker today. I've worked with Dr. Reverend Michele Whittington, I don't know how long. It was back when I was a singer with, well, I'm still a ya-ya singer, but Reverend Michele and her husband Lonnie used to hire Barb and I to come and sing at their church, which was Creative Living Fellowship in Phoenix, down on 7th Street. And she had two services, typically in the mornings. It was a huge church. and retired about 3 years ago, 7 years ago. She retired 7 years ago. But every single thing this woman has done has just inspired me. She's truly been an incredible mentor for me in the way of inspiration, and just watching everything that she's done with her life and the people that she draws to her. You get to be with these people. So it's just this incredible community of love and of growth and respect and honor, and just really trying to be the best you can be. She's written 2 new books since I've seen her last, and they're for sale on the table back there. I couldn't say enough about anything that she produces. Is very rich and wonderful. Help me welcome Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington.
Oh, she set that bar pretty high, so. Let me hope I can live up to it. It is so nice to be here. Thank you, Reverend Jeannie, for inviting me. Thank you all for showing up. It's fun to see a lot of faces that I know from here, and then a couple that I know from other places that came today. So thank you all so much for being here. So we're going to talk about a fundamental new thought. You all know what the term new thought means. I say that sometimes, and I wonder, do communities know what that is? It's an umbrella for unity and other denominations such as religious science and divine science. So it's an umbrella. All right. So a fundamental principle, a fundamental idea in new thought is cause and effect. And that says that for every visible effect, everything we can see, taste, touch, experience in the world, there is an invisible cause. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, said this, again, confirming that this is a fundamental belief. He said, there are no accidents in the law of being. Whatsoever a man or woman soweth, that shall he also reap, is another way of saying that for every cause, there is an adequate effect. And I love this line. This law of sequence is the balance wheel of the universe. The balance wheel of the universe. So I want to talk today about a very specific type of cause and effect. And the cause and effect I want to explore today is the idea that in order to soar, and thank you, Jill, by the way, for that beautiful opening prayer that incorporated soaring. I loved that. In order to soar, soaring is the external effect, we must surrender. That's the invisible cause. I don't know about you, but sometimes the word surrender has this feeling of, giving up, waving the white flag. It's a lost cause. Just, there's nothing that can be done. Anybody ever feel that way about the word surrender? Thank you. I'm not the only one. Good to know. Thank you very much. I'm glad. But I believe that the concept of surrender, which I do not define as what I just said. We'll get to how I define it in a second. But I absolutely believe that the cause that is surrender creates the effect of our ability to soar into a greater level of expression, a greater livingness, a greater experience in this human, tangible, visible world. So if I don't define surrender as giving up, raising the red flag, conceding to a loss, if I don't define it that way, how do I define it? So I'd like to give you a definition. I wish I had made this definition up. I did not. I don't know who did. I heard it somewhere in my travels over my, how many even know how many years I've been doing this, but it's been a minute, however long it's been. I heard this somewhere, and you know, I've made it my own for now. I'll give credit to that person who I heard it from. I believe surrender is having a belief that as deeply as I am willing to let go, Spirit, God, Source, whatever term you want to use, is ready and willing to fill me up. Breathe that in. As willing as, it's the belief that as, surrender is the belief that as deeply as I am willing to let go, Spirit is willing to fill me up. So I wonder how much we actually believe that. I want to do a little test. Will you do a little test with me?
Yeah.
Good, 3 of you will test with me. Good. I believe in all tests and all experiments, there must be a baseline for us to, like, you know, kind of understand what are we talking about here. So first we're going to do the baseline. And here's how the baseline's going to go. In a minute, not yet, but in a minute. I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in, and then I'm going to ask you to exhale. And then I'm going to ask you to hold it for a nanosecond or two, okay? So here we go, deep breath in, fully let it out. And on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, how certain are you that air will be available as soon as you breathe in again? Okay, go ahead and breathe in again. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sure were you that there would be air available?
10.
Right. So, I love it. You have a 100% belief that as deeply as you're willing to let go of that air, there is air coming back to you as soon as you take that breath. That's a 100% belief. Compare that to your belief in surrender. Don't answer that question. But I suspect it's not a 10. It hasn't always been a 10, and to be honest with you, because that will never be anything but that, it is not always a 10 today. But my prayer, my hope is that this morning we can all move ourselves a little bit, we can shift that dial a little bit to get a little bit closer to a 10 in our belief that as deeply as we are willing to let go, Spirit is willing to fill us up. So we're going to do this today. I want to offer you 3 spiritual truths about surrender. And I'm going to illustrate those truths in a very personal, real story. So I'm going to kind of weave those together. Ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Spiritual truth number 1 about surrender says, when we fail to surrender, when we do not believe that as deeply as we let go, Spirit is willing to fill us up. When we do not surrender, we restrict the options available to us. Let me say that again. When we do not surrender, we restrict the options available to us. I'm going to ask 3 questions. They are rhetorical, but feel free to answer them if you want. But you don't have to. How many of us think that we have to be in control of our lives? Yeah, right. I see hands coming out to the side. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm that. How many of us believe that we have to figure stuff out? We gotta figure it out with our intellect, with our cunning, with our ability to, manipulate and maneuver. We have to figure it out. Sometimes even with our own brute force, we must figure it out. And how many of us think that the only time we will ever surrender, or the only time we ever do surrender, if we surrender, is when we think we have absolutely no other choice? I love honest answers. Right. And believe me, my friends, I have been in every one of those categories. Every single one of those categories apply to me in my life, at times and sometimes even today. So frankly, while particularly the strategy of controlling it and figuring it out, those can work. Sometimes, short term, we can get the job done, if you will. But I'll tell you, and maybe your experience is this as well, it's kind of exhausting. I had I had a meeting with a client, a mentoring client yesterday, and we were talking about this very thing of control. And she said, you know, one thing I'm realizing about when I have to control everything in my life, I'm exhausted. Yeah, it's exhausting. So it might work. We might get what we want. We might get the job done, but it's exhausting. And it constricts our ability to soar because we're not seeing everything that's available to us. There's so much more available. We can't see it when we're holding so tightly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I want to start the first part of this story, which of course is about me doing all of those things. So it was 2012. Some of you, when I start this, you're going to go, oh my gosh, she's really telling that story again? I've heard it so many times. But this might be a different take, a different direction of the story. So breathe and bear with me, folks, I'm looking at Cerise and Janice and Jeannie. They've all heard it, and probably some others. Okay, so it was May 2012. And I was in the grocery store and I took a nasty fall. And I fractured bones in my wrist and in my knee. I was in the hospital for several days, had to have surgery on my wrist. They were waiting to decide if they were going to do surgery on my knee. They didn't have to, thank you, and I got to go home. Got home, started to heal, had a new challenge, the bill. The bill came. And the bill, after insurance paid what they were going to pay, the hospital bill was $12,000 that we would owe.
Oh my God.
Now, in my marriage, I was the financial manager. So it was up to me to, here we go, here are my words, figure it out. I had to figure out how to pay $12,000. So I called. I negotiated. I arranged a payment plan. I reduced expenses. I added to that payment plan every time a little extra money came in. And within 6 months, I had paid it off with my own fortitude, mental clarity, action. I paid it off. I felt good about that, and I was exhausted. And I missed a very important spiritual lesson, spiritual opportunity, which was the opportunity to surrender. Then December of that same year came, and my beloved husband needed open heart surgery. And he was in surgery for over 8 hours. He was in cardiac ICU for 10 days. Yeah, breathe that in. A few months after that surgery, we had to go back to the same hospital. He needed another procedure. And we were directed not to the doctor, strangely, but to the billing department. Okay. Now, mind you, we hadn't gotten a bill yet. I had not seen a bill. I say I because I'm the financial manager in our relationship. I've not seen a bill. We go to the billing department, and the billing agent says, "Yeah, we're going to need a payment from you before we do this procedure, because you have a big outstanding balance." Okay, I don't know what that balance is. What is it? So she turns her computer screen. And she says, "Well, see here. Here's the whole total. Here's the total of his stay here and his surgery." And I about fell off my chair when I saw that total. $500,000, by the way, just so you know. And then we got these discounts, and then we got this, and then this is what we're anticipating your insurance is going to pay, and you're going to owe this amount. And this amount was $170,000. No amount of figuring it out was going to work here. No amount of, I got this, I can do this, was going to answer this issue. So what happened? Hold, please, I'll tell you in a minute. Because first I want to go to spiritual truth number 2. All right. Spiritual truth number 1 about surrender is that when you're not surrendering, you limit your options. Spiritual truth number 2 is when you do, when I do, when we do surrender, we open ourselves up to divine intelligence to direct and guide us. Let me say that again. When we surrender, we open ourselves up to divine intelligence to direct and guide us. Dennis Merritt Jones, in his book, The Art of Being, writes, divine surrender, where do we begin? Seek to merge in the infinite flow of life by becoming very still and silently saying, show me the way, show me the way. Then just give it up. Notice that did not say give up. It said give it up. Let go and literally let God. This is my favorite line. Trust that the intelligence that breathed the breath of life into you in the first place knows how to get you through this dark night of the soul. Just give it all up. Ah, sweet surrender. When we surrender, when we give it up to God, we open ourselves up to this infinite intelligence, infinite wisdom that lets us see beyond our limited view. It's like it opens, when we're not surrendering, we've got blinders on that lets us see this much. When we surrender, they open so we can see so much more. Possibilities come forth that we had no idea would even come about. When we give it up to God, I truly believe that we create room for modern day miracles. We create room. I see heads shaking. Some of you actually perhaps have had experiences of modern day miracles happening when we allow ourselves to surrender and open up to that divine wisdom, that divine intelligence that is always available. It's always there. So, how does this concept number 2 apply to my personal story? So when we last left our heroine, she was facing a $170,000 hospital bill that no planning, no negotiating, no figuring it out was gonna fix, was gonna solve. I was out of ideas. This was not a $12,000 bill. It's funny that all of a sudden that $12,000 bill 6 months earlier seemed like, it was a piece of cake. But not this one, not this one. So I really had only one choice. I had to surrender. I had to surrender. And so many times this is the only time we will surrender, is when we have to, when we're brought to our knees and we don't know what else to do. What if we did it sooner though, my friends? We could save ourselves a lot of angst and pain and sweat and blood and tears. Let's not wait until it is our only option. But in this instance, that's what happened for me. That it was my only option. A very short time, I mean really like a day or two after, maybe not even a whole day, after I said, and literally out loud said, okay God, you got this, because I have no idea what to do here. An idea came. Divine intelligence landed in my brain, and it said, you need to talk to somebody who has been through something like this. And instantly, divine intelligence dropped again, and a name of a person dropped into my head. And it was a mentor of mine, a spiritual friend of mine. Her name is Mary Morrissey. And Mary, in her career, faced a devastating financial experience way bigger than what I was looking at. I'm like, oh, I need to call Mary. So I called her. She's has a very full life, very busy woman. Figured I'd leave a message, probably have to call her back. No, miracle number 1 is she actually answered her phone. And as soon as I told her what was going on, Divine intelligence dropped in her, and listen to this. This is key. Listen to, and I tell you what I'm about to tell you, the divine orchestration that's happening over here, prior to me having the idea, prior to me even knowing we owed $170,000, something is happening over here to support me, which I wouldn't have known about had I not surrendered. Mary says to me, Michele, in about a month, myself and 3 of my colleagues, some of whom you may have heard of, Bob Proctor, Gay Hendricks, Peggy McCall, and I, she said, are doing a workshop in San Diego called How to Make $1 Million Look Small. I think that's a workshop I need to go to. And she said, I would love for you and your husband Lonnie, if he's feeling up to it, we were probably 3 or 4 months beyond his surgery at that point. She said, and if he's feeling up to it, love for him to come as well as my guest.
Wow.
Whoa. Come as my guest. That invitation led to what I can only call a miracle. And I know you want to know what that is, don't you? Yeah, but you got to wait for just a minute. Because I want to tell you the third spiritual truth around surrender. And the third spiritual truth is that when we surrender to divine intelligence, we activate the law of expansion. What's the law of expansion? The law is a universal principle. The law of expansion is a universal principle that says life is always wanting to grow. It's wanting to reach higher heights. It's wanting to expand. It's going to be more than it is right now. And that law of expansion works through us as well. There's something in us that is always yearning to be more than we are right now. As a quick caveat, not to say that we're unhappy or we'll be unhappy with where we are right now. It's kind of a paradox, but we're very happy with where we are now, and there is something in us that desires to grow. That's the law of expansion. Just think about a seed, right? A seed has in it the desire to become a tree. But in order for that seed to become a tree, it must surrender its seed coating, break apart, so that tree can grow. The water beetle has in it the law of expansion to become a dragonfly. But in order for it to become a dragonfly, it must surrender its shell. It must surrender who it knows itself to be so that it can soar as a dragonfly. So that we can soar in our lives and expand, must follow that divine guidance, that divine intelligence that we've gotten when we have surrendered. So that is spiritual truth number 3. Surrendering to divine intelligence activates the law of expansion. And when we do, heretofore, I love that word, heretofore unknown possibilities make themselves known. And they just might astound you, and they just might astonish you. So let me tell you how that happened. Lonnie and I went to that retreat that weekend. Lots of things happened after it. This could be like a 3-hour talk to tell you all the things that transpired, but I'll cut to the chase, because it's the chase that's important. Several months, even after that, finally, a bill arrives from the hospital. Hadn't gotten one yet. I was working on $170,000 from the screen in the billing department office. The bill comes. I took a breath. I said out loud, God, you've got this. And I really did trust. And I opened the envelope. And you know what? Here's miracle number 1, my friends. The bill was not for $170,000. It was for $43,000. I have never in my life been so grateful for a $43,000 bill. Now, I still had no idea how I was going to pay it. But I didn't need to know. I didn't need to know. So I stood in gratitude as I'm reading this. I stood in gratitude that, well, okay, so far this is good. Here we go. I had been blessed with a member of my congregation who was an insurance broker, and she made me promise I would not pay a bill until she reviewed it. She said, hospitals make mistakes all the time in their billing. Do not pay that bill until I give it a fine-tooth comb review. I'm like, okay. I called her. I said, here it is. She came over and she got it. She called me and said, I need to call the hospital, give me approval. Yes, I did, She calls the hospital to ask some questions. And she says, I have this bill for Lonnie Whittington, and here's account number, and it's a bill for $43,000. And the billing agent said, okay, hold on. You can hear the click in the background, looking it up. She goes, well, that's interesting because my records show that they owe $26,000. Okay, let's keep going. This is good. This is good. And my friend said, well, okay, I still have some questions. And the billing agent says, wait a second, hold on. I think we just got a check from their insurance company. Let me check that. She was gone about 5 minutes. She came back, and God's truth, I would not tell you something that was not true. Give me a stack of Bibles, I'll put my hand on it. The billing agent came back and said, oh, we did get a check for them from their insurance company in the amount of $26,000. The Whittingtons don't owe anything. What? I know. How does that happen? I don't know. But guess what? I don't need to know. I don't need to know. We don't need to know how things like that happen. They just do. They just do. But they don't if we won't surrender. They cannot happen if we don't surrender. And we are then, when we don't surrender, we're left only with the options that we can see. And sometimes that works, but it's exhausting, and there's a better way. And that better way is to surrender to divine intelligence, to open up to it. And the third way is to know that when you do surrender to divine intelligence and you open up to it, and then you hear something that divine intelligence drops in your lap, or an opportunity that comes your way, what are you going to say to it?
Yes.
What are you going to say to it?
Yes.
Yes.
You're going to say yes to it. You're going to follow it. You're going to follow the breadcrumbs so that you can soar in your life. So I have a couple questions for you this morning. Question number one is there any area in your life where you are not fully trusting that the deeper you are willing to let go, the more Spirit is willing to fill you up? That is definitely a rhetorical question, but thank you, Janice, for saying yes. Is there an area in your life? Take a breath and just really ask that question, honestly, not in any kind of beating yourself up or, oh my gosh, I'm not spiritual enough. Not like that, just in an honest assessment way. And if there is a yes, okay, are you willing today, to say, you know what, I'm going to give that up to God. Now I'm giving up. I'm giving it up to God. I today, right here, right now, in this room, I'm going to surrender that to the divine intelligence to allow the law of expansion to do its work in me. And if you do that, my friends, strap in, because you're going to soar. Happy flight. Oh, I say the affirmation. Oh, I'm so sorry, I did not know that. We have an affirmation that, of course, fits right in tonight, and here it is, or today. Here we go, let's do it together. As deeply as I am willing to let go, Spirit is willing to fill me up. I'm going to do that one more time. I want you all to take a deep breath, take it all the way down into your diaphragm. Get yourself nice and anchored. Exhale. And let's say it again. As deeply as I am willing to let go, Spirit is willing to fill me up. And so it is.
We all have sorrow and loss to be healed. We all have moments where pain is all we feel. Where can we go when the darkness takes hold? Can we rewrite the story that's told? Embrace your dreams and free your soul. Release the brakes and find you are whole. Wherever you are, you can spread your wings and fly. Come take the lead. Unleash your life. Life can be beautiful day after day. Living on purpose, good coming your way. There will be times when the skies will be gray, but light is still shining anyway. Embrace your dreams and free your soul. Release the brakes and find you are whole. Wherever you are, you can spread your wings and fly. Come take the lead and unleash your life. You have the power of the universe untold. It's time that you show it to the world. Oh, embrace your dreams and free your soul. Release the brakes and find you are whole. Wherever you are, you can spread your wings and fly. Come take the lead. Unleash your
I believe that's a new song.
It is.
Is that off your new album?
It is.
That's really gorgeous.
Written for Michele.
Written for Michele.
There's a new
Michelle's,
theme song.
yeah, Michelle's business is Unleash Your Life. Really gorgeous, thank you. Oh, what a blessing today has been. So now is the opportunity to put God first in our lives as we tithe, letting God know that this is what we love, more spiritual yumminess.
Does this also apply the more you're willing to give, the more God's willing to fill you up?
Absolutely. Let's say our giving, offering blessing together today. Divine love, richly flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for the blessings of this day. I am grateful for the blessings on the way. And now, please join us in singing I Am So Blessed by Karen Drucker.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. So grateful. I am so blessed.
We bless the givers and the receivers of these gifts and know that each giver and receiver shall be blessed 10 times or more by these gifts. And this church is truly, truly grateful on behalf of the board and myself for these gifts because they really are making a difference. Thank you. And now we always bring up this slide for Silent Unity. If you haven't called them, I invite you to call them. They are incredible. Every single time I call, I hang up the phone with a high, high, high vibration. And we know that's just like surrendering and soaring. Trust me, it works. And now for our announcements. We have the drum circle with Reverend Julia Norton on Wednesday, April 16th from 1:30 to 4 in the Mirror Room. Oh, it's from what?
1:30 to 3.
1:30 to 3 in the Mirror Room. And then, and then we have our opportunity to volunteer with the DSN Network. The Down Syndrome Network are having their spring picnic on April 19th. That's a Saturday. And from 8:45 in the morning to 12:30. And Reverend Judy Adams is going to be leading that task. So if you have questions, please reach out to Judy. And then April 13th, next week, is our board meeting at Mark's house. And all are welcome to come. And then, of course, we have our usuals during the week, Reiki group, prayer team, and the metaphysical group. So thank you for all who are joining into those groups. And if you're new, please check them out. Julia has an announcement.
Sheila's classes this month will be from 1 to 4 instead of the shorter times.
Okay, 1 to 4. Any other announcements? Okay. Well, I came here today to be fed, and I'm fed. I'm fed up! No, I am spiritually full today. What a blessing, and I'm so grateful for all of you for coming today and being here to share this joy. Thank you for your music, Cerise, just always such a great blessing. And Michele, wow, I'm just so grateful that you came and showed up. You really brought it. want to thank you for those who set up this morning, and for Sheila taking care of us with platform, and Jill with your opening prayer, and of course Ela with these gorgeous flowers. And then Derek, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Derek.
And now let's stand and we will close with I Release by Ricky Byers. And then we'll close with the prayer for protection.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you got to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle and no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle and no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause we are only here for
And now we'll close with our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. Because you are, and I am, the I am. And so it is. Amen. Yes. Have a beautiful week, everyone.
As our guide, we reach for the skies with voices united.